because the extra well was for the military officer, for the high-ranking officer. He has to use it for, separate purpose. So that's part of the legacy, which is the architecture. But Turks was known by their ruthless rule in Eritrea. They were cruel. Even until now, our forefathers, they say that if there is a harsh rule, they say, oh, this is a Turkish rule. That's what it comes from. They were very harsh. They were very ruthless rulers. So, like any other, we saw it on what's the colonial legacy is, so like any other rulers. So the Egyptians came, and the Egyptians ruled Eritrea for about 7 years, which is in 1848, Massawa was leased by the Turks, and they stayed from 1848 until 1886, until Italy kicks them out from Eritrea, actually. So how does Italy came to Eritrea?
Isn't there an explorer?
Yes, exactly. But to mention few words about Egyptians.
You guys want to see the architectural influences of
sure.
Egypt and Turkey? This is Massawa. Oh, this is actually Turkey on the left-hand side, and this is Eritrea on the right-hand side.
I think part of the buildings are ruined, yes?
Yes.
During the war
Mm-hmm.
in Ethiopia. Are they rebuilt again? Or it's like this?
No, not yet, not yet.
Okay.
Same thing here.
Which one is that?
This one is Turkey on the left, and Eritrea on the right. Very similar.
Thank you, sir. So in 1873, they started to connect Eritrea actually from their rule from in Sudan. They were built in like a stone road which connects Kassala, Canaan, and Massawa. These are Egyptians. And in 1875, as I say, there was the war in Bundat and Burak, which is deep in Eritrea. So Italians, they came in 1986, which is in historical prospect, but from my research, they came around 1869. There was an Italian priest which was roaming in Eritrea, all the way in Karen and Akologzai area at that time, preaching about Catholicism, which is Christianity in Eritrea. So this Giuseppe Sapetto, which is an Italian priest, was representing Eritrea, Italy at that time, and a priest going to Assad, and he bought Assad from the Sultan of Assad at that time. He listed Assad on behalf of the Italian government, which is at that time there was a company called Robertino Shipping Company. So on behalf of that shipping company, he listed at the same time representing the Italian government. He's a priest. So when I say priest, you have to, you know what I mean. So he listed it, but they got a very heavy resistance in the Dahlak area by the locals in that area. So there was a war. One of the Denkalia Sultanate or the Assad Sultanate, he resisted, and in 1881, Giulietti and Beglari, those were the military command or the shipping representative at that time, they get killed with their 13 other Italians. And in 1844, in 1884, Bianchi and Menieri, the other representative of that shipping company, get killed. So Italy get a pretext to come to Eritrea with its military power. So they send the military to Assad, and they have expanded their rule all the way to Massawa and kick Egyptians out, and they assumed the conquest of Eritrea. So Italy, from that Red Sea coast, they expand their rule all the way to the highlands. They came to all the chiefs. There were chiefs in everywhere, starting from Karat all the way to the highlanders. They killed all the chiefs, and they, at that time, that is the time Eritrea get unified by the Italians as an entity, as a country, which is called Eritrea, which Italians, that is the known combination how Eritrea comes to being as we know it now. So the Eritrean rule, Italians were very known by their segregation policy in Eritrea. The thing, the roads, in Asmara right now, when you go from here, you walk as you wish, you walk, you get into anywhere you want, but at that time, there was no indigenous person allowed to walk in Asmara, in the capital city. There was segregated policy, which is allowed only for the whites and for Eritreans on the other side.
On the Bajau, that's the way it was used.
Yeah, all the way to main roads. And they were known, anybody which resisted them, they were sending them to Nahra. There is an island in Dalak, near Dalak Island called Nahra. Once they put in Nahra, you cannot go out from there. You cannot even swim because you are surrounded by the sea. So it is very harsh rule. And they brought about 70,000 Italians to Eritrea and confiscated all the land, the rich land in Eritrea, and gave it to them, to the Italian settlers at that time. 70,000. So that is how the Italian rule was known. But as Saba shows you right here, there are some legacies which was left by Italians. So I don't like to dwell about the positive legacies about colonizers, but the negative legacy was they were very harsh. They were using Eritrean human resources in order to expand their rule, like as I say, to Libya, to go to Somalia, and that is the main legacy of the Italian rule. So, how does British came to Eritrea and kick?
I was going to show them the architectural influences of Italian colonization. Oh, here's actually an image of they're indoctrinating and conscripting young Eritrean children.
You have their hand up.
Hmm?
I know.
Yeah. And these are some of the architectural influences, as you know, in Asmara right now. Same thing, Italy on the left, Eritrea on the right. Very similar. Same thing here.
So I'm going to go back a little bit back to, and I will ask you a question which says, what is the Industrial Revolution? They were mentioning a lot of things about Industrial Revolution. What is Industrial Revolution?
It's a series of dramatic change in the way things were produced.
Excellent. So that's why it comes to the scramble of Africa, because I don't want to go back to, but Italy, British, they came after the Industrial Revolution, which is after 1830. Some historians, I'm sure she knows better than I do, but there is a dispute, which is Industrial Revolution starts in 1730. Some historians say it starts in 1730, but it felt its effect